What can people do today to live a happier and healthier life?
Become self-educated. You cannot find any of this information out from your dentist, because if you ask your dentist, is mercury poisonous? And he says, yep, sure is. He's out selling used cars tomorrow. All they have to do is send you a letter, say your license is gone. Don't try in the other 49 states because we've informed them, and you will no longer be able to practice dentistry. So you have to educate yourself. The computer and the web and all this kind of stuff, you can get in there and find out all kinds of information. I've written several books on it. One book has been through court 4 times. It has won every time, but the poor little thing just keeps getting beat up because it tells the truth about what these things do to a certain extent.
What is the name of that book?
The name of that book happens to be It's All in Your Head. And the reason it's named that is because the majority of my patients are told your diseases, your problems are all in your head, and I agree. But I say it's the lower third of the head, not the upper third of the head. But then the mercury from the filling getting into the brain is a matter of seconds, because mercury has no barrier. There is no blood-brain barrier. There is no placental barrier. It's right into wherever it wants to go. So getting back to the original question, what can you do? You can look up root canals. You can look up cavitations. What's that? This is the unhealed area where teeth are removed. It happens almost 100% of the time in wisdom teeth. Why? Because the ligament that holds the tooth in place that helps to form it, dentists are taught leave that in there. Well, this is like delivering a baby and leaving the placenta in. You know, mama's going to get infected and die. You've got to get rid of that. You've got to get rid of the periodontal ligament that holds us, because that's where the bacteria concentrate after the tooth is removed. And many of these diseases, take Lou Gehrig's disease, take MS, from root canals and MS, for instance, we find about 53 different pathological toxic forming bacteria. With Lou Gehrig's disease, which is double plus more worse, we're finding as many as 85 bacteria. So there are more bacteria. These things are bacterial infections. Where do they come from? I think there's a question probably down the line that really fits in here. How do these diseases form? And this is something we have found by putting our blood chemistry. I have been working in blood chemistry as a hematologist for over 40 years. The last 4 or 5 years, we've added DNA analysis to that. And the heavy metals in dentistry, like copper and mercury and silver and zinc, these things go up to the bacteria, touch the bacteria, and stimulate it to manufacture a toxin it may not have wanted to produce. Where it used to be that one bacteria gave you one disease. Hey, where does pneumonia come from? From the pneumonia bug. Where did measles come from? Where did mumps? One on one. Now, as the heavy metals touch these bacteria, they can produce as many as 5. One happens to produce 95 different toxins. But for the most part, there are 5. So if a heavy metal like mercury touches the bacteria, it can produce 5 different toxins, which give you 5 different diseases. Where did the disease come from? How do you get rid of it? Well, if you go to a dentist and say, hey, would you take the mercury out of my mouth? They say, can't do that. Can't do that unless it's broken or the tooth is broken or something, or I'll lose my license. My question is dentistry really a health profession?